The next area that I'd like to talk about is some basic private sales versus what is the value proposition of a real estate agent. When I came in this business, one of the things I had to look at was, can I sell this product with integrity? Can I believe in what we do for a living? And one of the most important statistics I wanted to find was, what is the difference between the average sale price of a home sold privately with one that was sold through a real estate agent? It was important to me because I had to believe in that. I had to believe that we were quote unquote worth the money. And I can tell you I've been watching that number for decades. And it's always been more than 9%, the difference between privately sold properties and listed homes for sale. And right now it's at 15%. We charge 6%. So I always tell sellers, we may look like the average cost of selling a home is between 5.5% and 6% in the United States right now. So I always told sellers, you might see us as a cost of doing business, but truth be told, when you sell your home, there's exceptions to every rule. If you sell your home privately, you may very well get full value for it. But our research tells us in most cases that the difference, we're really a profit center for our sellers. We actually make them far more than what's charged in fees to sell a home. Approximately 90% of the houses in the United States are still involve a real estate broker. So why? Why does it work that way? Well, I always told sellers that you might look at me and say, well, this is Dennis. He maybe knows a little bit more about real estate than I do, but I know how to sell, or I'm good at this, or I'm good at that. And that might be true, but what you can't, I always tell them, what you can't see is my army. And in Northwest Ohio, when I was practicing real estate, there was somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 houses, agents. So I would say to them, you know, you can't see my army. And that's the most important thing I have to offer you, is not just me, but also all of the agents that are going to go to work for you if you choose to work with me. And all of them, they might show, you might get 50 showings on your house. And not one of those people are going to get paid a dime unless and until you're sitting at a closing table with all of the money that you think you're entitled to for your home. So you might not see the power of the multiple listing service produces an environment where I can put 2,000 people to work for you. And it's the magic of the real estate business. It's how we operate. You get pretty much everybody, pretty much everywhere, and definitely all the time. Every time somebody goes in to Zillow or the multiple listing service, or they're talking to their real estate agent, 85% of the time, when a house is sold, 90% of the time in some cases, it's usually not the listing agent that sells that house. There's another agent involved in the transaction. That's the real power of our industry. Many times when private sellers sell their property, they've spent thousands of dollars selling it privately. Then they turn around and pay a commission. So there's an added cost, not a reduced cost in processing it that way. So you got to know this stuff, guys. If you're going to talk to somebody and they'll say, well, I'm thinking about selling it myself. It might be your Uncle Harry, okay? You can say to them, I appreciate your candor, Harry, but let me share a couple of ideas with you before you make a final decision on that. Know how to talk about that 15%. Know how to talk about the thousands of agents. And actually across the country, there's 1.5 million realtors that are going to be able to see that house and know that they can cooperate and receive compensation for helping you get your home sold. So it's a huge deal. 91% of the buyers out there begin their search on the internet. And you don't want to be part of the silent inventory out there that isn't included in that process. Some of the other things you can talk to FSBOs about, or anybody, private sellers, or generally any seller, are issues like privacy. We work in a controlled environment. If somebody shows your house at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to know exactly who that agent is, exactly who they're working with, and under what circumstances they're permitted to enter your home. So privacy is really security is another concern. If something is stolen out of your house or there's a bad event, we have what we call errors and omissions insurance. I used to tell private sellers, if you make a mistake in the middle of a real estate transaction, it might cost you $50,000. If we make a mistake in the real estate business, it might cost us $50,000. That's why we have errors and omissions insurance, to make sure that if that's the case, that we can protect our clients and protect ourselves at the same time. If we get sued, chances are that if we've done something wrong, or there's an error or a deficiency in the contract or something like that, we're going to bear the cost of that expense and the defense of that situation. So in addition to that, all of the time, the energy, and the resources necessary to get your home marketed properly, photographed properly, staged properly, set up so that it's going to sell in the right period of time for top dollar is all our responsibility. And not only that, on average, you're going to get 15% more money for it. So know these arguments. 15%, 2,000 people, not just one. You have one cost of selling your home, not two. We address all the privacy, security issues. The contract is written. If we make a mistake in the contract, it's on us, not on you. So there's all of these processes built into it so that we do a good job for our clients. I've been involved in the real estate business for decades, and as a broker and an agent, I've literally been involved in tens of thousands of real estate transactions at Key Realty and prior to that. Never once have I ever been involved in a court decision where I had to pay directly out of pocket money, or any one of our agents. I can't believe I'm able to say that to you right now, but come to the training, make sure you're protecting your people, and magical things will happen for you. Thank you.